Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the 10th part of What If Goku Was an Elite Saiyan. I just want to say before we start, check out the Discord. I'm planning to do a few more things on there, so hopefully we can get it up and get a few more members in there to make it active. It just opens the door to so many different features for this channel. For example, we could do debates, discussions, or I could give clues to content that will be coming out in the near future. Please like this video to help with this algorithm, and please subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I want to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
One time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag, disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Once this happens, Nappa opens his mouth wide and launches his signature mouth blast that completely engulfs Zamasu and launches him out the building with the two wires still wedged into his lower abdomen and chest. The smoke slowly starts to clear and it reveals Zamasu, who is stuck to the ground with some heavy rock and a rough wire that is shredded through his chest. As the godly Saiyan flies down to meet him at his level, he ruffles around to try and escape, but it is of no use, as every movement causes a striking agony to engulf his chest. The air is tense and thick as Nappa shows no emotion, while Zamasu seems to show all of them. Swiftly, Nappa flicks up a loose wire from the ground and rips it from the pipeline, stabbing it into Zamasu's chest once again. The combined pain from the three wires seems to be too much to handle, and Zamasu coughs out blood and screams in pain while restlessly trying to escape. Vegeta from above then starts to descend and sees that the battle is clearly in their favour. He powers into a Super Saiyan blue form, then puts forward one arm. Nappa turns back once he hears the shockwave from the Saiyan Prince's transformation and hears the signal. "Nappa, go now!" Vegeta shouts as a blue ki blast starts to grow in his palm. "Big Bang attack!" Vegeta vehemently screams, shooting down the blast as Zamasu tries to finally escape. The light is bright and the explosion continues to widen, forcing both Saiyans to continue flying back to not get caught up in it. The colossal release of violent ki eventually dies down, and Zamasu is left half dead, clinging to life through his immortality. However, the wounds across his body start to fade, and with one leap of faith, he grabs one of the rugged wires and rips it from his chest, following up with the large pole in his stomach. Now, all that is left is the wire connected to a heavy boulder situated behind him. Powerfully, he bangs his chest to allow the wire to force itself back, leaving space for him to simply pull forwards and pull off the wire to escape. Once this happens, his wounds all fade and he is left unscathed, completely unscathed. The only signs of the recent battle is that his clothes are bloody and ripped. Other than that, it is impossible to tell how injured he just was. For the second battle, Goku and Raditz keep their hopes up with their new clear chemistry and teamwork. They use their chemistry to beat him around a lot, but Goku Black starts to break them apart completely. Goku Black is just way stronger than them both, so no matter how much technique they use, it simply isn't enough. Seeing the fighters start to weaken, Trunks takes the chance to allow them to leave and grow in strength so they can defeat the two evil divine beings, because as of now, it is clear that they can't succeed. As both Goku and Raditz are left weakened and barely able to save themselves, someone comes right in to save the day. Trunks. He clashes with Goku Black and gets forced downwards from the overwhelming strike. Goku, Raditz, run and take Vegeta and Nappa. Go and do what's necessary to beat these two. I'll handle them for the time being, Trunks shouts back, being forced away from a large punch from Goku Black. "Do not run from me," the evil Saiyan screams, chasing after them in the process. However, Trunks appears out of nowhere and shouts in rage, striking down with the power of Super Saiyan 2. Once he continues to push, something snaps inside of him and he pushes harder, forcing into hidden power through true force of will. His aura becomes more intense and his force quadruples, making him surprise his enemy quite a bit as his hair flows down to his waist in his new Super Saiyan 3 form. The four Saiyans arrive at the time machine and escape just in time, leaving them to return to the past and train. Now, I shall say that Goku learns the alphabet from Master Roshi, like in canon. This is after the group talk to each other about the threat. Also, the three Saiyans can go off to train together in the hyperbolic time chamber, not just Vegeta solitarily. Before they leave, they are able to go to Korin's tower and receive some senzu beans, I'd say like 10 or 20 or so before they begin training. This means that they use the senzu beans sparingly and maximise the Zenkais they receive. Since Vegeta has sparring partners and is able to reach his limit much quicker, he achieves his Super Saiyan Blue evolution form inside the chamber. Also, Nappa and Raditz get a lot stronger. Raditz is pretty much equal to Vegeta and Nappa is a little behind but is starting to catch up with his brute strength and powerful moves. The best way to describe Nappa is that his power level overall is much lower than his companions, but if you brand all of the ki blasts and energy waves into a bracket of ninjutsu, and in fighting and taijutsu, Nappa has exceptional taijutsu because he's so powerful. Not only is he just strong, he has realised that he's strong and has put a lot of time and effort into refining his martial arts skills. The four Saiyans eventually arrive back in the future through the use of the time machine and all scout the area with their impeccable sense of ki. Through this, they are able to find an injured Goku and Trunks, who is forced to face Goku Black and Zamasu at the same time. However, Nappa appears in front of the young Saiyan to save him. "I've got you," Nappa says with a smirk. "Nappa," Trunks whispers loudly in awe before running and leaving the situation. Maya manages to transport Goku away, then Raditz and Goku are there to escort her away with instant transmission. "Back again, are you?" Goku Black replies to the burly Saiyan. "Yeah, and I've got way more power than before," Nappa shouts out before beginning his power-up. His shout gets louder and louder as he continues to increase his level of ki. The ground below his feet rapidly cracks and breaks apart under his powerful energy and force. His glowing, flowing aura then starts to switch between the bright and alluring colours of yellow, then to red, and then to blue. After the period of transformation, he perfects the form and exhales with his newfound power. Before the two Zamasus can gloat, he flies towards Goku Black and punches him, destroying a building beside him. This new strength from Nappa certainly concerns Goku Black and actually takes into account his large figure and muscles. Nappa swipes at Goku Black's leg then punches him incredibly hard in his head, literally launching him through a building from the power. Then Nappa launches a double hand energy wave that literally scorches and destroys everything in its path. Once the smoke clears and Goku Black is revealed once again, he actually has some bruises and wounds on him. "I'm surprised, you seem to have a lot of brute strength, even in your energy blasts. However, every time you hit me I get stronger and stronger," Goku Black claims, powering up himself. Both fighters stand off and Nappa doesn't seem at all influenced by his increase in power. His stance is steady and so is his breath. In one leap, the muscular Saiyan blasts off and zooms directly at Goku Black. Both fighters clash and the ground breaks apart under impact. Nappa then throws a punch at his gut, then a left hook to his head. After, he backs away and evades a jab from Goku Black and hits him away with a powerful straight kick. This attack launches Goku Black through the side of a building and into the road beside him. Nappa after this appears above Goku Black and begins to power up. The air around him blasts around him and the evil Saiyan looks up to catch sight of this. His aura takes effect once again as he falls out of his perfected form. While he does this, he powers up as much as he can and begins to grow a massive ball of ki in his hands. "Piccolo's light grenade," Goku exclaims once seeing this growing in the air. Since Nappa is the weakest of the Saiyans, he fought Gohan and Piccolo the most by far. When facing Piccolo in particular, he was taken aback by the light grenade. It seemed to be so powerful and had a lot of destructive ability. If he wants to take out this beast, this is the way he should and shall do it. "Light grenade," he shouts, launching the massive blue energy wave down to the ground. The blue blast zooms down at very high speeds and the Saiyans use instant transmission altogether to evade the explosion. After this explosion, an entire crater is left with Goku Black at the center of it with his arms up. His clothes have been burned to shreds and he is now shirtless with very raggedy trousers. "This bold Saiyan is really starting to annoy me," he shouts, looking in the distance for them. "Did he do it?" Raditz asks. "No, I can still sense his ki, it's gotten stronger. He's gotten a Zenkai," Goku states, much to the other Saiyans' displeasure. "I guess I'll have to go down there and fight him myself. The rest of you try and get rid of the other Zamasu," he states, flying down towards Goku Black. However, a blinding light then emits from the area in which Goku Black was just standing in. Out of nowhere, one being stands in that crater but looks entirely different now. "You truly almost had one of my hearts there. Well, now becoming this being, you stand no chance. You shall call me God Zamasu," he shouts, exclaiming from the new power that he's gained. Goku, seeing this fusion, is quite fearful of the power that he has, but he doesn't let up now. Once this happens, he powers up into his perfected Super Saiyan Blue state and zooms down to try and attack the Fused Zamasu. He might have made his stamina better, but this new form of his does nothing to his overall strength. Fused Zamasu just ends up wiping the floor with him, throwing him through walls, punching his head into walls and just blasting him apart. After some time though, Goku is left weak and with ripped clothing. His body switches from his blue form to his base, then back into his blue form as he feels so weak and exhausted. However, he knows that he must break past his limit and advance. Luckily, he has a senzu in his pocket and he eats it, being powered by his genetic Zenkai boost. This Zenkai boost gives him a boost at around 90 to 100%, basically making him twice as strong. Then he begins to shout, intending to break past this limit and reach the next stage. His aura starts to get larger and larger as he starts to gain the power of the Ikari. Unluckily, I thought that the Ikari form required a tail for some odd reason, but quite obviously it doesn't. Broly is literally the only example of the form and he doesn't have a tail. The colour of his iris is changed from blue to yellow, then he ascends into the Super Saiyan Blue Ikari form. "You're done," Goku shouts, darting forwards to start the fight. He punches Goku Black once and just launches him back with ease. He then pounds him with relentless attacks and smart uses of instant transmission to catch him off guard. Goku pulls back as he charges his signature Kamehameha and he fake shoots the blast at his opponent. Fused Zamasu is easily able to just fly out of the way of the blast and be left unscathed, but Goku disappears before the blast is launched. He then reappears right behind him, approximately in an arm's length from him, and he releases the vibrating ball of energy. He gets hit head on by the attack and falls forwards about a meter before stopping and turning with just a ripped shirt. "You irritate me," he mutters before landing his first full power punch to his chest. This attack knocks him right into his base and just launches him down towards the floor and almost knocks him out. However, Vegeta escorts him away and Goku proposes the idea of fusion. As of now, Goku and Vegeta are the strongest, but the Saiyan Prince obviously refuses the fusion. Instead of insisting on him fusing, Raditz takes the offer and Radito returns for another battle. "Back again. This feels much better now," he shouts, leaping up to a building to see Fused Zamasu regally floating in the air. "I'll show you true power, Zamasu," he exclaims, making the divine being laugh at such a remark. Radito's profound confidence keeps him level-headed, and instead of trying to talk trash or blindly run in and fight, he begins his transformation into the ultimate form. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Ikari. So this form is 200 times stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. Now I'll give a reason for Radito's capability to do this form. Firstly, we know that fusions can perform fusions that the Fusies simply can't, as seen with Gotenks in his Super Saiyan 3 transformation. Goku won't be getting this form as he doesn't in canon, but Raditz could. This should then allow their fusion to perform the form. Also, just because Vegeta didn't transform into this form doesn't mean that he can't do it, and he most likely can because Vegeta can. Raditz is just almost there. I might call this you know what, let's bring back the old times and call this Ultimate Radito 2, he shouts back, showing off his glamorous aura. Fused Zamasu isn't fazed by his strength, but this doesn't actually mean he's stronger. He flies arrogantly at him, but Radito literally speed blitzes him and kicks him in the stomach so hard that he shoots backwards like an arrow. As he flies back, Radito continues to batter him down and just destroy him, knocking him around in the air. He just constantly gets hurt and destroyed, flying around with little control over himself as he's getting punched and blasted around. Radito flies forwards as fast as he can and tries to attack the other fusion, but he sees the attack from ages away. Zamasu easily flies right out of the way, but then Radito appears from behind and punches him in the back of the head, launching him into a building. Also, he then launches a double Sunday downwards and almost kills the warrior with that one blast alone. After this, the fusion is literally done and has such little strength now. Radito in simple Super Saiyan God is definitely more than enough to handle this beast, so this form is completely overkill. The being coughs blood while holding his abdomen in pain, and Radito holds up his hand slowly. "Goodbye, God," he states, before shooting out a full power energy wave from that one hand and literally destroying Zamasu in the blast. His hand steams after this attack, but then the fusion diffuses and the Fusies return. "We actually did it, Kakarot," Raditz states with happiness. However, an entire legion of Fused Zamasu beings appear ahead of them from every little piece of mud Zamasu that remained. "Oh no," Goku states, seeing the entire group of warriors flying in the sky. Seeing that there's literally no way out, he calls Zeno, and luckily he is able to clean the whole mess up just like how he did it in canon. After all this, Beerus finally decides to spar with Goku instead of Vegeta. This is because Goku is far stronger and he believes the fight would be slightly entertaining. Goku is allowed to power up into Super Saiyan Blue Ikari first, and this is what he does. He then decides to face Beerus, and the God of Destruction is still able to easily evade and handle the attacks coming from the Elite Saiyan. During the battle though, something peculiar occurs. Beerus, seeing that Goku is basically about to lose, decides to finish his all off with one final ki blast. He shoots the purple blast down and Goku catches it, pushing with all his might to try and stop it and push it back. Even with this struggle, he is slowly pushed down, then it explodes in his palms, shooting him downwards. Luckily, he is able to stop himself swiftly, but Beerus is already in his close vicinity, ready to attack him. He throws a swift punch, but somehow Goku evades and slips right past it, then ducking under another punch. Beerus gets annoyed, then throws a harder kick, which is still dodged by Goku. What's going on? Goku's hair falls down and returns to his black colour, but then out of nowhere he screams and the classic Ultra Instinct aura engulfs him. It destroys half of the area around him, and once the transformation is complete, he ascends into Ultra Instinct Omen. His aura looks celestial and galactic, with it also being very pressuring and intense. So you have finally achieved the form, Goku. I didn't think you would get it this early on, Beerus says, commending the Saiyan. Goku doesn't even reply and just smiles before flying directly at Beerus with his significantly heightened speed. So that will conclude the 10th part of What If Goku Was an Elite Saiyan. Luckily the Granola arc has ended, so I can actually finish this What If all the way up to the very end of the Granola arc. That arc is ages away, so this What If will probably be around 13 to 14 parts, I reckon. My longest What If I've ever made. Please tell me something you liked about this What If, or something that I can improve on for the next part to make this whole series as great as possible. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.